The results are in, and of course, no one is surprised that President Trump walked away with the majority of delegates at Tuesday's primary in New Hampshire. Trump is clearly on a trajectory to claim the majority of the GOP's delegate votes this summer as he becomes the party's official candidate for President of the United States. Again, here's what Nikki Haley had to say Tuesday night.
I want to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory tonight. He earned it. And I want to acknowledge that. Now, you've all heard the chatter among the political class. They're falling all over themselves, saying this race is over. It's not over. Well, I have news for all of them. New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last in the nation. This race is far from over. There are dozens of states left to go. And the next one is my sweet state of South Carolina.
Nevada is next, actually, but she says South Carolina because she's not even a part of Nevada's closed caucus. In other words, Trump has already virtually won all of Nevada's 26 delegates. But Nikki says this race is far from over because on Tuesday, she hauled in about 44% of the votes compared to Trump's 55%, another double-digit victory for him. The only problem for Haley in this margin of loss is that the vast majority of her votes are coming from moderates and unaffiliated Democrats.
Take a look at the numbers. Among Trump voters, 70% of them, according to our exit polls, are registered Republicans. Donald Trump, his support, 27% of his voters are registered undeclareds or independents. 3% were unregistered before today. Look at how that compares with Nikki Haley. It's a complete reversal. It's an alternate universe. Among Haley voters, 70% are registered undeclareds. Only 27% are registered Republican.
Yikes. That was CNN reporting that 70% of Haley's New Hampshire votes came from non-Republicans, basically. That means there were roughly 95,000 liberals who showed up to vote for Nikki Haley. As I explained in my previous episode, we did an entire segment on the American presidential primary system. I really recommend you go watch it. New Hampshire's primary system is open to unaffiliated voters. So if you're a registered Democrat, like a card-carrying Democrat, you cannot participate in the Republican primary there. But if you've never officially registered with a party, you're considered unaffiliated and can show up to vote in New Hampshire's primary. This was Nikki Haley's strategy coming into yesterday's or Tuesday's vote. As I quoted last week, the Federalist's Sean Fleetwood said, "Some operatives are trying to get Democrat-leaning unaffiliated voters to cast their ballots for Haley in the Granite State's semi-closed primary on January 23rd. The tactic reflects a strategy Haley herself bragged about when she told reporters last month, if we get independents, if we get conservative Democrats, that's what the Republican Party should pursue. Our goal is to get as many people in the tent as we can." Now, of course, Trump, thanks to all the legal witch hunts, is an unstoppable force who won't be beaten. Because Nevada and the Virgin Islands are February 8th, and then, as Nikki Haley said, South Carolina follows those two on February 24th. Now, South Carolina is an open primary, meaning anyone can vote for anybody. And this is Nikki Haley's home state, but most of South Carolina's major politicians, I think all but one, have endorsed Donald Trump. Representative Nancy Mace, Representative Jeff Duncan, Joe Wilson, William Timmons, Russell Fry, Senator Tim Scott, South Carolina's Attorney General, their treasurer, the House Speaker, the Lieutenant Governor, and South Carolina's Governor Henry McMaster. Not to mention, outside of South Carolina, Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy's endorsement. But here's the key difference in South Carolina. South Carolina is a winner-take-all state. That means whoever gets the most votes gets all 50 of their delegates. So statistically and logically, Trump walks away again as the victor, putting him at over 100 delegates and Haley at about 20. And then, of course, it's only a matter of time before Super Tuesday arrives, when 874 delegates are delivered over 16 states. And towards the middle of March, not too long after that, all of the states are basically greenlit to allocate delegates not on a proportional basis, awarding the majority vote getter all of their state's delegates, just like South Carolina. In other words, this race was over before it began. One of the best ways you can help our show, other than by sharing the content, is by picking up some We the Free merch at wethefreeshow.com. You can be the salt and light you were meant to be by wearing the Salt and Light shirt, or by sipping your coffee from the Salt and Light mug. Or you can sport the God Bless America shirt, and of course, the classic We the Free crest tee. We've even got stickers and a Smells Like Freedom candle. That's right. So check out our new merch at wethefreeshow.com.